Hey guys, Matt here. I just finished the March 5th, 2012 edition of Monday Night Raw. Wow, things between Rock and John Cena are definitely heating up, and to me, tonight was as real, verbally, as it's going to get. The only step now is physical confrontation, and I'm talking a rock bottom, or an attitude adjustment, or a sharpshooter, or an STFU, or something. Because this thing is a ticking time bomb waiting to happen, and I cannot wait for the Raw before WrestleMania. Because somebody, if not both guys, are going to end up with their backs to the mat. I know it. I'm sorry, that sounded stupid. Both guys are not going to end up with their backs to the mat. Only one guy will. Come WrestleMania, that might be a different story. Now, Raw was pretty good, but I was looking forward to some sort of John Cena, Rock rebuttal, or explaining their actions. And then they said The Rock was going to give a history lesson. I figured it was going to be, on the Titantron, and it was. And The Rock came back. His history lessons were great. I liked the first one of the three that he did, throwing John Cena's merchandise off the bridge into the water, because I don't know what it is. With WWE, when it comes to throwing things in the water, whether it's titles or wrestlers, it always gets a huge fan reaction, and it's always fun to see. So we had Rock throwing John Cena's Wonder Woman transvestite wristbands, and his cologne, and his hat, and his shirt. Oh, it's great. Great moment. And then we cut to a promo that John Cena cut before the arena was filled with people, and it's him sitting there contemplating, talking about WrestleMania, saying, one of the biggest disappointments in Boston's history was when the New England Patriots won all the games of that season, I think last year, but they didn't win the Super Bowl. And he's like, nobody remembers second place, and he was saying how he doesn't want to be second place. He doesn't want to be John Cena, this guy that's accomplished all of these things over the years and not be able to beat The Rock. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, well, John Cena's actually, accomplished enough in my opinion, but then again, so is The Rock. But there has to be a winner at WrestleMania. John Cena, maybe hasn't accomplished everything The Rock has, but he's been the poster child for the WWE for far too long. But that got me thinking. They're making John Cena look like the underdog, because Rock is practically coming out of nowhere saying how he's going to beat John Cena. I mean, maybe it's the way The Rock is talking about John Cena, being all aggressive and being the aggressor in their conversations. Maybe The Rock is coming off as the big bad bully that's going to come out of nowhere and take his place back as the top guy in WWE, because I want The Rock to win, but it looks like people aren't liking his aggression. They're used to either John Cena, or they're going with the guy that's, trying to play off everything, that's trying to, make witty comments and trying to, play it cool, like it's yelled at and dissed. Now, that last portion I probably should have saved for the end of the video, but regardless. So John Cena comes out live and in person. For once, he doesn't have a match. And for once, he comes out at the end of the show instead of the beginning or the middle and talks. So John Cena comes out, and he's like, The Rock has been giving me this history lesson all over Boston. He said he was going to be here, so I expect him to be here. And he cuts a couple jokes about The Rock, makes fun of himself, the way he dresses, about his knee pads and his shorts. He's getting boos, but he's getting some cheers. The loyal fans still cheering him. So The Rock comes out. And though he did come out as The Rock, he wasn't playing around. And John Cena, has yet to, get pissed off at The Rock's face, which is what I'm waiting for. The Rock was in John Cena's face. He was basically saying, at WrestleMania, I'm coming. I'm going to beat your ass. And you're going to be The Rock's bitch. That's what you're going to be remembered for. But John Cena, just comes off as the, okay, Rock, okay. That was a good one. That was good. No, I want to see John Cena that's on the cover of the Unforgiven pay-per-view a couple years ago. I want to see the John Cena that when something happens to him that's personal, I want to see the piss off John Cena. I want to see the veins popping out of his neck and biceps, the one, you know, shaking and all red. I want to see that John Cena. We haven't seen it yet. And I know Rock vs. John Cena is going to be a good match, but until John Cena can start showing me something and stop shrugging off the jokes and being like, oh, that was funny, and actually showing like he cares, like he really cares about beating The Rock to his face. In this little confrontation, I'm going with The Rock, because John Cena's little zingers and, you know, snooty comments aren't cutting it. So let me know what you guys thought about this week's Raw. Next week is going to be pretty entertaining, because we're going to have John Cena rap, who's usually pretty good at that, and then we're going to have, you know, The Rock sing. The Rock's always good at singing. He sang in the end of Journey 2, and, you know, he's always funny, so we'll see. Till next time, guys. See ya. Also, I forgot to mention Shawn Michaels' return. I'll probably add this to next week's video, so you'll be watching this on March 12th instead of March 5th. I'm sorry. I was just thinking about Rock vs. John Cena, so Shawn Michaels is going to confront The Undertaker after his bombshell announcement. Shawn Michaels told Triple H that he was signed on as a special guest referee, which is really cool, because I was excited last week and I wanted Shawn Michaels to be a part of this match, whether he was a wrestler, which would have been awesome, or a special guest referee. And he's a part of the match, but I'm kind of worried because for some reason I can see Shawn Michaels screwing Triple H. I mean, Shawn Michaels has been has had a history of being a sketchy referee when it comes down to last minute. You know, he's had a history of doing stuff out of nowhere, or ending a match in a really controversial way. Then again, I can also see Undertaker pinning Triple H and Shawn Michaels trying not to count. You know, maybe pulling a Nick Patrick and counting and going, oh, my arm hurts, not counting. Or, you know, maybe the match will go right down the middle. Maybe both guys, Taker and Triple H, will work themselves and be exhausted and have one hell of a match. You know, we might see Shawn Michaels count the 1, 2, 3 for The Undertaker with tears in his eyes. It's going to be a special night. It's going to be a special moment. I'm kind of debating what match is going to be better. Undertaker and Triple H with Shawn Michaels, or The Rock vs. John Cena.